How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Who the Heck Are We episode. Clara Manzano here, your host. We're coming to you from the University of Makati. Joining me, of course, is their talent identification consultant, Darrell Cheng, aka Dac Cheng himself here. Dac, thank you for having me here at your training site.
Thank you, Clara. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of thank you having me here,
Yeah.
right? But how are you as of late? Yeah.
Good, good. We're getting, into the groove. We're finding our rhythm for the season. The season's coming really fast. Like it starts this weekend. We're supposed to have a game, but then unfortunately got to be rescheduled. So we play on the 13th of September.
All right. So something I've noticed, right? You were present at the Binyan Football Stadium in pretty much every game day, the second half of the PFL season.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
true.
what was up, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah.
a paving way
Yes.
to you here,
Yes.
being a consultant
Yeah.
for Aguilas UMak, a
Uh-huh.
recently rebranded team, new management, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So with that, what were you doing at that point in time? I believe you had no official capacity, just scouting. Is that how you
Uh,
put it?
or honestly, I was just really a fan.
Uh-huh.
Just watching football, enjoying the sport. It's something I'm very passionate about. I honestly, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I watch almost every game. Even other Premier League clubs, I would watch other leagues. So watching football for me comes naturally. It's something I guess I would look to if I need to like relax or just to de-stress.
Mhm.
And yeah, watching in Benyan was really helpful because over the weekends when I had nothing to do, although it was really far because I live in Quezon City, I was still able to drive all the way there, enjoy the games. Even if I was alone, I didn't really mind because I was also scouting and analyzing teams on a personal capacity. Yeah.
Well, how do I put this? Similar to you, I just want to be around also on the weekends. That's how I spend my free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the games. Anyway, maybe for those who do not know, you also worked with the Aguilas back then when they were known as Davao Aguilas.
Yes. Back
Right?
in 2018.
Yeah, there you.
Yeah.
That was the young husband era.
Yeah, like we
Right.
had a lot of national team players. Yeah.
Yeah. For the viewers, of course, could you tell us what was your role? I believe it was different, right? More on the marketing
Yes.
side.
So back then I was the marketing manager and also the media manager. So I was handling most of the sponsors as well, and then as considering the media outlets, I was the one inviting them to the games, press conferences, interviews, and yeah, I tried to maintain the relationship with the sponsors like San Miguel, Cebu Pacific back then. Yeah, so it was quite a challenge, but I learned a lot. Yeah, at a very young age, considering I was 23.
Yeah, you and I pretty much were in college at the same time, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But we only became friends during football
yeah.
after college already.
Yep.
So how was that like? Because when you're working with a team that was big already, and then you
Mhm.
had to work with these big names, not just the young husbands, but so many big names. Of course, a good number went through
Yeah,
Davao Aguilas at that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it was a learning curve for me. I learned a lot how to work with different types of people, different social classes. People who were from England, other parts of Europe like Italy, also Asia, like Sung Min Kim, who is now our assistant coach of the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was from Korea and he didn't know a single word of English back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's nice to see that people are still here even 7 years after. They're still contributing to the sport, to the growth of the sport in the country. And yeah, I was able to learn from different types of people, like I said, with the different coaches that we had, different managers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Not just Filipinos from Metro Manila
Yeah.
and all over the different islands, different provinces, but
Yeah.
even overseas, right?
Right.
Given the nature of the game.
Correct.
But people may be asking, who the heck is this guy here in you, Dac Cheng? Could you tell us about like your sporting background? I mean, why did you even want to get into football? Maybe you had a choice left and right.
Yeah,
Parang Pokemon lang yan.
yeah,
You chose football over a basketball or baseball,
yeah.
whatever, a tennis ball. Yeah.
So when I was younger, when I was like 5 years old, I started swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah, because my mom was very sports oriented. My granddad used to, well, maybe played football and basketball until maybe during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already like 80 plus now. So he's the one who actually inspired me to get into football because at grade 1 or grade 2, my mom asked me like if I wanted to try a new sport, and I was actually in taekwondo, swimming, and basketball that time. And then she asked me if I was interested in trying football because my granddad also played football. So at that point, I was like, sure, why not? So I joined the summer program of Xavier, and then I accidentally joined the varsity tryouts because I was thinking it was a
Wrong field?
no, it was still in Xavier, yeah, but it was actually the team's tryouts already
Okay.
for the school year. But I thought it was like an extension of the club program of the summer program.
Oh, so the summer program ended.
Yeah.
Tapos tinuloy mo lang.
Yes.
Uy,
Basically, they were
tryouts
like,
pala to.
yeah. I remember my teammates, my very good friends now. I treat them like brothers. Back then, they were asking me, "Who am I? What am I doing there? Like, who invited me?"
All of a sudden, you just appeared, right?
I
What grade?
appeared there.
What grade were you?
Grade 2.
Grade 2. So maybe why weren't you around during grade 1? That's why you were a sort of new face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was really into taekwondo and swimming back then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I realized, football is fun. You get to play with a lot of people, a lot of different. You make a lot of friends also from different batches, and then I accidentally joined the tryouts for the varsity
I
team.
love
and,
that story.
And the coach asked me if I was a goalkeeper, because I knew how to use my hands because of basketball.
Basketball?
And then I realized, no, I can't because I'm actually afraid of like catching the ball, and I was afraid back then. So they asked me, what about as a defender? I said I can try. And then we had like a drill. I remember it was like a penalty shootout, I think, or maybe free kicks, and then I scored most of it. And so they said, okay, you're in the team, you play as a defender.
Penalty
then-
kicks.
Yeah,
Penalty
I
kicks.
was like,
Okay.
okay. And then I knew how to kick a ball. I was like, okay, it came natural. And then
Interesting.
eventually, I reached. I played for Xavier for 30. No, sorry, for like 10 years.
That's from grade 2 all the way up till let's
Fourth
put it.
year high school.
Yeah, fourth year high school or grade 12 now.
Grade 12. Yeah.
In today's
So,
terms, right?
yes, so 10 years in Xavier, and then I continued playing for De La Salle University in Taft for 3 years until my junior year. But then again, I was only in the UAP pool. I was a Team B player.
Mm-hmm.
I never made it to the first team. But then I was always, trying to pursue that, my dream of playing in college.
Still involved in the ins and outs, kahit papano in college,
In
right?
a way,
Even
yeah.
though, if you put it in terms that your name's not on the list
Yes.
for the team sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with you opting to go to football, at that point in time, was there that stage where you were culturally exposed to football already? Like, did you have relatives or showing you things, or were you already watching, say, Chelsea in this example, as you said?
Everything.
13?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I got inspired by my granddad.
Yeah.
But then it was really me who found my way into the sport, like finding out about Chelsea, 2003, I think. So I was just playing football for more than a year. Then I started watching football, and then I realized, oh, I like color blue. This team is strong. They had interesting players like Drogba, Lampard, Terry, and then that's when I realized, okay, maybe this is the team I would support. And then since then, I've been a Chelsea fan until today, and yeah, I guess the sport really teaches you a lot, like about life. It teaches you a lot of lessons, like how to cope with challenges, your obstacles in life. And I believe that football is one of the few sports that actually teaches you these things. Yeah, that you can live with.
I hope the answer will do for Coach Jorg at the back.
Yeah.
Because Coach Jorg is somewhere at the back and is a Tottenham fan.
Yeah,
Right?
he
So
is.
I'm sure there's a lot of that banter and fun
Yes,
between
off the
you
field,
and
yeah.
him. Is there anyone else who joins that? Not really. You
Um,
cheer for Chelsea, Coach Jorg cheers for Tottenham.
for Arsenal, Luis.
Oh, that's right.
Luis is an Arsenal fan, so we
Yeah.
have 3 clubs and supported by our management.
Luis did guest also about 1 or 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about you could see Arsenal influence in him and
Yeah.
how he's also been able to learn, of course, with him being involved in football,
Yeah.
the sport, just like you.
Mhm.
So it's good. I don't feel too old. I don't feel too young because those are the same players I'd see.
Yes.
Not
yes.
essentially a super Chelsea fan, but big name. I
Yeah.
obviously get exposed to them also.
Yeah.
You see them in the Champions League
Right.
and things like that. So, I mean, every kid has that dream, of course, of like playing pro
Yes.
or carrying on to playing the collegiate ranks.
Mhm.
Obviously, as life went on, you saw wasn't for you to play, but
Yeah.
you were able to find this role of sorts.
Yes.
You're involved in marketing in the past, or you could call it football admin, football
Yeah. Yeah.
management,
That's true.
right? I'm even mentioning your previous stint
Mhm.
with the Aguilas back in the day. What led you first to work in that role, or was it Aguilas straight out of the box after college?
Yes, actually, after graduation from LaSalle, a good friend of mine called me up, and I was actually in Japan with my family for a trip.
Your favorite place
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go to
that's my
Japan.
favorite
That's
country.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we were in Tokyo, and I received a call from a friend and asking me if I was interested to work for a local club. And I was like, oh, I was not expecting anything like it, but I was very open to it because, like I said, I'm very passionate about football. I want to give back to the community, especially the children. Because I know back in our time, at least maybe 10, 12 years ago, there weren't as much academies or pro clubs present. So the opportunity wasn't there for us, like only schools, and then after that we have nothing else. Well, nowadays, children have it better because they have the opportunity to learn from different pros, different coaches, different players. Being teammates with players from different schools. So you get to interact and change ideas, and that's, I think, a big step towards the development of football as a whole.
And then now some of these guys are playing in the academy,
Yeah.
and then their coaches are PFL players.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do recall a great number of Aguilas players last season,
Hmm.
or actually coaches also, like the grassroots
Yeah.
ranks. So some of them were coaching the UAP,
Yeah.
high school level, just to name a
Mhm.
few, right? So, they're getting that experience. Coaches learning from the kids,
Hmm.
coaches learning from, no, the players learning from their coaches.
Hmm.
It just trickles down.
Yeah.
It goes around. So, with that, you got that role. Was it pretty much only marketing for you, or did you get to choose? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get to choose, sometimes
Yeah.
it comes to you.
Actually, it was
Yeah.
given to me. They were looking for a marketing guy, and then they were also looking for a media guy. So
Yes.
what was offered to me originally was actually the media officer role, and
Mhm.
then after 6 months, they promoted me to the marketing. So technically, I was doing both marketing and media.
Dumoble yung trabaho.
Yeah, doble, yes. Doble
That word
trabaho, but then
doubled.
yeah, for sure, I learned a lot because
Uh-huh.
each department had different roles and responsibilities. Back then, I also had the team. We were four, like in the marketing team.
Uh-huh.
So I had a lot of help, and yeah, I'm very grateful for them for sure.
Sorry, I forgot to ask this earlier. Did you get starstruck from any of the big names you had to work with?
Oh, back then, for
Yeah.
sure, yes. It was a challenge for me at first because, of course, I'm a football fan also.
Exactly.
And growing up, I was able to meet Phil and James when I was like in grade school. And that point, I'm sure they didn't remember me, but I told them the story, and they were like, "Oh wow!" And I showed them a photo of it. I was very young, and they were also, of course, very young. They were having a football clinic that day,
Uh-huh.
and then turns out years later we worked together in Aguilas, Davao Aguilas, previously, and then yeah, I mean, it was a challenge because I had to be professional. I was a club official, but then still, they're just also human beings like us. Yeah.
Ngayon yung mga player na sa starstruck sa'yo. Player gets starstruck from you as the talent guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, of course. But what did you take again in LaSalle? Yeah,
I graduated with marketing
marketing.
management.
So apparently we took the same course, right?
Yes,
But
yes,
I'm a
marketing.
few batches below you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think just 1 year.
I, I
2
entered in
years?
2014, graduated 2018.
Yeah, yeah,
2 years.
yeah.
Right?
2 years. Yeah,
difference.
I went into 2012. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So there, no, that's why you ended up in that marketing media
Yeah.
role of sorts.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, Davao took a break from the PFL for a while.
After that year, yes.
Yeah, how did you pursue any passions, or did you just take a break from football and just watch
Actually-
Chelsea and go to Japan?
No, no. Actually, I found out the news that the team was folding before Christmas,
Yeah.
like a week before Christmas, and it was, I would say, very. I had a phase wherein I didn't know what to do because I was
For
laid
sure.
off from the job, and then I didn't know what to do next because it was unexpected. But eventually, I got to experience working in real estate. I was working for Lee Chu Property Consultants,
Mhm.
all the way till 2023. So during the pandemic, or 2022, 2023. Yeah, during the pandemic. And then after that, I realized I really can't leave football in a sense.
I'm sure the whole time you were carrying those chains of football, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Even my
It's not the dark side.
yeah, even my former colleagues in Lichu were telling me they're happy to see me working football now because they always knew that I'm very passionate about the sport. And
Mhm.
it was really who I am or was also before. And yeah, that's why I eventually took my master's in Lisbon, Portugal. It was a master's in football business. Yeah.
Did you have to travel there or?
Yes. So 2023, 2022, I started the program, and then it was like 8 to 9 months online, and then the last 3 months would be in Lisbon.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
recall.
In
Yeah.
person. Yeah,
Now that
it was
you
a good
mentioned.
experience.
And then with that, that's pretty much that came the time when you started watching PFL. I mean, being present at the stadium in the last season,
Yeah,
and then
at least
with your
last
role
year.
now.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
just last year
All
again.
right.
Because I gave football a chance again, knowing, I had a bad experience before, and I told myself I wouldn't go back into football. But then life, works in mysterious ways. It just brings you back to football.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
hide from sports. Somehow it
Exactly.
makes you sad. Somehow it makes you happy.
Yeah.
It's like wins and losses, right?
Yep. Yep.
You leave the stadium sad one day. Did they mention it in Ted Lasso?
Which one?
There's this part where football can just make you feel like the happiest person in the
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
and then some days you just at the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's always the extremes, opposite extremes.
That was the scene where all of the team owners were thinking about making a super league.
Ah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when the team owner for FC Richmond made that quote.
Yeah.
It just reappeared on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ted
It's a good-
Lasso's targeting
It's one
me.
of the best shows.
Yeah, I
would
don't
say.
know. I watched it last year, but I don't know why I'm being targeted all of a sudden by it. Yeah, good watch, of course. For
Yeah.
those who haven't checked that one out.
Mm.
But with you with football, was there a specific player you looked up to from Chelsea, I presume?
Actually, growing up, I was inspired by Ronaldinho,
Mm-hmm.
the Brazilian Ronaldinho Gaucho from Barcelona, AC Milan. He was the guy who made me fall in love with football because the Brazilians play a different style of football called Joga Bonito,
Uh-huh.
and it's something that's not so common nowadays. And it's always beautiful to see, like for example, you have Esteban Willian in Chelsea, you have Vinicius Jr. in Real Madrid, and you always get inspired. Oh, these kids are actually trying to, how do you say, like bring back the Joga Bonito style in
They're,
football.
they're still keeping it
Yes,
right
yes.
there.
It's their identity
Yeah.
as Brazilians.
Making sure it doesn't die off. It's like
Yeah.
preserving culture.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So Ronaldinho, yeah, I would say.
He's the guy you looked up to.
Yeah.
But when it comes to talent identification, wala talagang idol sa ganun, no? It's just knowing talent when you see it. But it's not that simple, right? You don't just say, "Uy, magaling siya,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then he's in, right? I
Yeah.
know there's a very thorough process
Mm-hmm.
in making sure someone's up to that level to scout for a league here,
Yeah.
or in this instance, to scout for Aguilas or for the PFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Because, well, to be honest, I would say most intermediaries find it difficult to make a name for themselves in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say Mino Raiola and Jorge Mendes are the two like iconic agents in the world. They work with a lot of big names, and identifying talent is not easy because you have to analyze, you have to make reports, you have to make sure that they're actually good people on and off the pitch,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of factors that you have to consider. As a talent identification consultant. Yeah.
With that, does that even include sitting down with the player, having a chat, having a meal? Because it's not this. It's different off the pitch, right? Get to have a conversation
Yeah.
with somebody.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
It does, yeah. So actually, there are times wherein I check in on the players one-on-one, individually. I give them calls. I give them, messages on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
I just make sure that they're okay, they're happy. If they have any concerns, we try to address it as much as we can as a club. Also, like I'm more on the consultant side, so I just try to collaborate with the coaches and the board, and I just suggest what I think can be done for the better of the club. But then, of course, most of the time, the decision's always from the board members.
Yeah, it's more of you just giving those recommendations
Yes.
to them, right?
Correct.
Having a specialized role.
Yeah.
And then the board will, I presume, look at things in the managerial perspective, in the
Yeah.
player's perspective. It's up to them to juggle it, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a tough juggling act. But with that, when you studied football business, right?
Yeah.
What were the learnings there that you felt could be brought back home here or somewhat adapted? Because one size doesn't fit all. Like, uy, ito style nila sa Portugal
Yeah, yeah,
or in
yeah.
Spain. Let's bring it. Copy paste doesn't work, right?
Right,
You have to
right.
adapt it
Yes.
to the Philippine market.
So actually, after my course or during, I realized the football world or football industry is not as easy as most people would think. Even if you have all these degrees, all these programs that you've had, it doesn't mean that you automatically find a job that easy. Most of the time, it's about networking, who you know in the industry, who you can ask help from, and well, another lesson is that Asia is the future of football, and there's a lot of untapped potential, especially in Southeast Asia, South Asia, because East Asia, you have Japan, Korea, China. Those are very well developed football
Already.
countries, and they're still growing as of now. But if you look at like Southeast Asian countries, there's still a lot to do, professionally and as a whole, the sport as a whole. And yeah, I think the money is shifting from Europe, the US, and then now into Asia, starting with Saudi Arabia, and all these big clubs or big players going to Saudi Arabia for big money and big opportunities, new projects. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember there'd be the AFC flag for any of those competitions. AFC, the features Asia.
yeah, yeah,
I'd still brag that when an AFC team wins,
Yes,
comes
yes.
up with an upset win in the World Cup,
yeah.
especially the last two World Cups.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, with that, of course, you're also well traveled. When you're traveling to these different countries, even just to enjoy the game as a fan, were there also learnings there? Not in the classroom perspective, but just you watching a game. You've been to
Yeah, yeah.
you've been to Stamford Bridge, I presume.
Yes,
Also,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, are there any learnings there, or is it really just of the, wait, nandito na ako, like a pilgrimage?
It's a mix of both for sure. Because when I'm there, like it's like wow, like it's what I potentially can happen in Asia. For example, in the Philippines, you don't have that much stadiums, or even in countries like Singapore, they lack stadiums as well. And when you go to like Europe and the US, and you have all these very big stadiums, you're always overwhelmed, and you're always like, I hope this can happen in our country one day. But then I also learned, there's a lot to do in terms of like business. You see how organized they are with in terms of preparation for games, for training. They're very professional. Everything's like thought of and very. I would say like you have to be very meticulous about the things you want for a football club. And then every time I travel and go visit these countries, I mean these stadiums, I get to learn different things every time. But there's always that feeling of wow, this is the future of what can happen in the Philippines.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
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 We're somewhat nearing the beginning of the end already. Yeah. So I think something I want to point out also. You're very familiar with Japan.
Yeah.
You can. That's not business or football related already. With you just being a tourist,
Yeah.
maybe how I would travel
Uh-huh.
to the States a number of times also.
Yeah.
I want to get your recommendations. 5 things to do in Japan.
Oh, 5 things to do in Japan.
Yeah, yeah. Up to you if it's all over or just 5 in Tokyo, whatever you want.
As a football fan or anything, just as a tourist?
Up to you. You can add some football there in the 5 if you want.
Yeah, you can always watch a J League game. Let's say if you go to Tokyo, you have Tokyo Verdy or FC Tokyo. You can go to Nagoya, you can watch Nagoya Grampus. You can go to, let's say, Hokkaido, Sapporo. They have the Consodale team there. Yeah, there's a lot of football teams you can visit when you visit Japan. As well, of course, for food, for sure. I love Japanese food, so I always recommend anytime you can find any restaurant and you'll still find good food, even if it's not well known.
There's no specific type of food, basta
No,
Japanese
yeah,
food.
anything Japanese I eat. Like
Okay, I
even
did it right when I was in Japan.
even sashimis, any type of fish, I just eat it. Like,
Uh-huh.
I just learn how to, understand the culture, the food, the people. I would say go to theme parks also, like Universal Studios in Osaka. Maybe, yeah, watch some shows in Tokyo. Those concerts and I would say skits. How do you say it? Like they have shows like Robot Restaurant, Samurai Restaurant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are fun to go
It's not
to.
it's not skits on the street, right?
No, no, no. They actually have like shows in buildings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
I think we're 4. Is
Oh,
there one more? Yeah, yeah. I
um,
got you.
Shopping, of course. because the yen is relatively weaker than the Philippine peso. So as Filipinos, it's better for us to shop there. We find a lot of cheap stuff. Yeah, and you get to stretch your money and enjoy Japan as a whole.
Yeah, when I saw the credit card bill, I told my brothers, "Let's go back."
Yeah.
I expected it to be
Definitely.
higher.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was using mental math only, of course, back then. But let's get to it.
Uh-huh.
You could say with you doing talent identification is a little new
Mm-hmm.
on your end, maybe also in the Filipino scene.
Mm-hmm.
So at least for you personally, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Oh, 5 years from now?
Yeah.
To be honest, I want to see the club do well. Actually, there's a project. The Aguilas project is a 5-year project wherein they want to be consistently in the AFC. They want to consistently be the top team talked about by the fans. Not just Kaya, not just Digger or Cebu, but also like Aguilas up there. And of course, we want to make sure that the fans will start to think, oh, Aguilas is actually a very professional club. There's direction, um, yeah, the right people and the right management. But personally, I also wanna maybe be the best agent like I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, build my profile and portfolio from there.
With you talking about that, sorry, I got ahead of myself.
Yeah.
It's not a 9 to 5 job, right?
No,
So
it's not.
how does the day work for you? Yeah.
So yeah, in the morning when I wake up, usually from around 8 to 10 a.m., I'll wake up around that time, and then I start looking at messages, people who have concerns, the players, coaches, the management. Um, Sometimes I just take some time to meditate as well, to think of what other possible things we can implement for the club, for the better of the club. Um, and also, of course, trying to think and shortlist like possible future sponsors for the club. Because looking for sponsors never really ends. Even if the season's ongoing already, you have other brands on your uniforms. It's not just that. It's like how to make the club sustainable, and like how to make the club keep working every year. Yeah.
Pretty much. And then, are you do you keep an eye on training or on the players every training session, something
Yes.
like that?
I try my best. There are days that I can't come to training, but then if I'm free and I can come to training, then I make sure I show up just to observe and see what are the potential issues arising from day to day.
Mhm.
Because there are times when you have players getting mad at other players. There's some bad tackles and some some personal issues. But then as the guy who kind of built the team, the squad, suggesting the players to the team, I was able to like build that rapport with them to make sure they can open up to me and talk to me about anything they need. Yeah.
No rest days, I
No
assume.
rest days. Yeah, even holidays especially.
The closest thing I can think of to a rest day is a game day because you can't control anything anymore.
Yeah.
You just have to sit down and hope the results just pan out, right?
That's true.
Yeah. That you did your job, coaches did their job,
Yeah.
trainers, physios,
Mhm.
management, everything. It's
Mhm.
funnels into that, right?
Mhm.
It's a rest day.
Technically, yes.
It gets kind of tense,
Yeah,
right? That's what
because
Luis was saying also.
when you watch, it's like you can't do much anymore. You leave it up to the players, to the coach, and really you just have to hope for the best. And if it's a win, then good. If not, then you go back to the drawing board, the locker room, and you try to address the problems and the issues. But sometimes, even if you play well, your the opponents will sometimes get the result that they want,
Yeah.
and you can't really do much but just to go back to training and keep working hard. And usually for match days, yeah, I would say 50% rest day. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So basically in 7 days, maybe I get like a day off.
Rest day pero nakakapagod
Yes,
pa.
yes. Still thinking in my head. I may be looking like chill or not working, but in my head I'm probably thinking of something already. Yeah.
Similar. I've
Yeah.
told you similar for me personally
Yep,
also. Yeah, with the nature of what I do. But yeah, I don't normally in the end I also ask what's next, but you just embarked on this journey that's kind of new.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this whole podcast, this whole chat just explained it.
Mhm,
What's
mhm.
next? So we're
Yeah.
gonna skip that part.
Okay, yeah.
But I want to give you the floor. Say hello to people, of course.
Yeah,
Yung mga
so
fans ka siguro.
yeah, I guess.
Go
At least
ahead.
for the Aguilas fans.
Yeah, okay.
So to
okay.
the Aguilas fans, yeah, I I invite you to watch our games. Be present also in Rizal if you can. If not, you can watch us live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And also follow our social media pages like on Instagram and TikTok. We are Aguilas UMak Football Club. And also, I want to thank our sponsors, A. Brown, Markenberg, Blast TV, Sept, Adventure Bags, and Buffalo Wild Wings, and Boot Camp. And of course, University of Makati. Yes.
All right, there you go. We're recording this right before opening weekend. Unfortunately, you guys aren't playing.
Mhm.
The PFL did confirm games are going to be on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, Facebook, I believe they're working on that.
Okay.
One thing's for sure, public yung comment section. It's
Hindi na
gonna be
ako
YouTube.
magka-comment.
Oh, okay.
Official.
I saw you comment yesterday on the talk show. But yeah, everybody, Dac Cheng himself, talent identification consultant for Aguilas UMak FC. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you, Darrell.
I wish you all the best this
Yes,
season.
thank you.
Bye, guys.